Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to talk about the new AMC lawsuit, but how the new AMC lawsuit might not be what you expected. So stay tuned and let's make some money. But before I dive into the video, I just want to give a massive shout out to the 4,700 of you that have currently dinged that notification bell, because you guys are always the first to watch a new video as soon as it's released. So guys, be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell if you haven't already so that you don't miss another video just like this one. And just a quick one before I dive in with the key information. If you haven't already, be sure to check out those links down in the description below to Moomoo and Free Trade to get some free shares. With Moomoo, you can currently get a free share worth up to $350 and a guaranteed free share with a $50 value. I personally think that Moomoo is a brilliant stock trading platform. It's a very easy to use platform. It's got an entire social media section. They give you early access to new IPO stocks, seamless access to Hong Kong stocks, the full extended trading hours, $0 in commissions, and they're a fully insured member of the SIPC, meaning that you're protected to up to $500,000. And now I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, Wes Christian tweeted today saying, "I'm happy to announce that I've been hired by Naked Truth Incorporated to spearhead and lead an investigation into market manipulation and naked short selling. Follow us for more information to be announced at nakedtruth.info. Now you might remember, but I've actually mentioned Wes Christian on the channel before. He's licensed to practice in 11 courts across the US and everywhere in Texas and New York. His primary focus in the last 11 years has been suing Wall Street for fraud. Now you might remember that Wes Christian was the lawyer that looked into the naked short selling of Overstock and found some very juicy information. Now Wes Christian was actually hired earlier this year by Chad to look into naked short selling on the AMC stock, but it didn't really go too well. As a too long didn't read, Chad exhibited extremely poor judgment in this setup. The timing, the communication and the approach of doing something like this. Apes responded with many serious concerns, ranging from Chad's criminal record for fraud, his current status as a fugitive of the law, his poor execution and decision making around this cause, and his refusal to step aside and let a board take control of all decisions, the timing and bad optics that this would create, and of course his inability to even articulate his goals and endgame in a coherent manner. As Chad was overwhelmed by any question and these concerns, he buckled under the pressure, less than 1% of the pressure he would have faced stemming from any legal investigation. Further proof he was the wrong man for the job, and shut down the GoFundMe, thankfully. So I guess maybe it's good that Chad is out of the picture and now Wes is being hired by this company, Naked Truth Incorporated, right? Well, Avinash Ganatra asked a very important question. Who's behind Naked Truth Incorporated? Well, somebody did a bit of digging into the Naked Truth Incorporated website and he said, "I've developed a lot of websites and this one looks very unprofessional and instantly raises red flags. Not to mention the domain is registered in Florida where Chad is located." Somebody else just checked the 3 names listed on the Naked Truth website. For 2 of the names I got an exact result when searching for police records matching name and state. That also is a bit disconcerting as well. Somebody else commented saying this is Chad all over again, and there's also a GoFundMe page as well and links to a German GoFundMe page and says keep away from this scam play. And therefore it looks like that maybe Chad just incorporated a company, or maybe he's using some other aliases or friends that he knows that also have criminal records, and therefore it may just be best to stay away from this lawsuit. I do think that a lawsuit is a good idea to bring proper justice to the criminals, as it's likely the only way that people will actually go to jail. But I think that Chad, or potentially even Wes Christian, is probably the wrong person to do it. I think it will need to be a lawsuit that's raised by the SEC against those bad actors and held in the public courts. Now I also wanted to show you this weird video of Jim Cramer thinking that AMC is actually a brilliant stock to buy, released today.
I believe in Adam Aron. I think Adam Aron is a magician. I think he's done a remarkable job. He has used the Reddit people, the apes, whatever they're calling themselves these days, to be able to solidify his balance sheet, make it much better. He had numbers that were better than 2019 last weekend, and I am just saying that there are a ton of companies with bad balance sheets that have had good stocks. Do I recommend buying AMC on a dip? Absolutely, because the people who like AMC are not going to change their stripes. In the same way that if you look at GameStop, I mean, GameStop gave you probably the poorest disclosure I've seen. And these people didn't care. I questioned them on Twitter saying, like, give me one reason to buy. The reaction was go to hell.
Now, I have to admit, I'm struggling a little bit to understand why Jim Cramer now thinks that AMC is a buy. He didn't say to buy AMC at $2 a share or $3 a share or $1 a share. He just said to buy AMC on a dip, and AMC has dips all the time. So it's really interesting that Jim Cramer is changing his tune and is now deciding that actually AMC is probably very likely to squeeze, and therefore he thinks it's a buy and is potentially likely to buy some AMC himself. Now, I was trying to do a little bit of research, and that video I just showed you was Jim Cramer live talking on The Street. And it now turns out that Jim Cramer is actually leaving The Street. And The Street's parent company stated in a recent regulatory filing submitted that Cramer's company, Cramer Digital, was not going to pick up an optional third year under its existing contract. And neither Cramer nor TheStreet.com commented on the report of their reported parting of ways, although Cramer offered a tweet shortly after the Seeking Alpha report was published that stated, "The well-wishers are out in full force, and I thank you one and all." Maybe because Cramer is leaving The Street, they've now decided to publish some actual interviews of Cramer saying that actually AMC is a brilliant stock, and that people should buy it. Overall, I'm not 100% why Jim Cramer is now changing his tune, but I guess it's not a bad thing, as it's just going to bring more mainstream media attention to the fact that AMC is a good stock to buy. User of Intellect, the PhD data analyst, reckons that they've cracked the code on how AMC is trading, and has made some bold predictions for the Ortex data that will be released tonight or on Monday. They reckon that the Ortex data update on Friday afternoon or Monday morning at 7 AM, based on their calculations and not a gut feeling, is that Ortex updates will show short interest at 102 to 104 million shares. And the Ortex utilization will be at around 96%, and the Ortex will issue a short squeeze type 3 alert. I'm very interested to see the Ortex data now for Friday or Monday morning, and very interested to see whether a user of Intellect has actually cracked the code. Now, interestingly, we actually have another mainstream media source admitting that naked shorts could actually exist. Here we've got Bazinga talking about AMC, and they say that the AMC short interest is currently 92.42 million shares, meaning 18.07% of AMC's float is held short. This number is up from 79.75 million in July and doesn't include naked short positions. Therefore, even Bazinga is now thinking that naked short positions might well actually exist. Very interesting that mainstream media is all of a sudden changing their tune when AMC is now starting to run up. And finally, I wanted to give a very interesting update on the reverse repo data and the daily treasury balance. We've now currently just hit 22 days in a row of over $1 trillion in that reverse repo facility. And the daily treasury is still showing that constant hemorrhaging of cash, around $30 billion a day, now only holding around $200 billion. That could mean that there's less than 10 days, maybe even less than 7 days before the US Treasury becomes insolvent. Guys, be sure to let me know down in the comments below what you think about the new AMC lawsuit and whether this is just the Chad malarkey all over again. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out those links down in the description below to get your free shares with Moomoo and with free trade. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.